hiding. Moved to a whole other country.
I kind of stalked him a little bit when he told me where he bought a house at. I'm like, oh, I go to La Porte all the time. I'll just go that way coming home. He bought a house, all right. You better have a party.
Oh, wow.
These people from Russia just dropping by.
I'm just going to park in front of his house. Party. Actually, Drew bought a house just down from you, down Michigan towards the golf course.
Yeah.
And it turns around and turns into Woodlawn? Is it Woodlawn?
Oh, yeah. Did he buy the contemporary, the modern one?
I think he bought the great big brown one that's right on the corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a month. It's a monster.
Is that off the LaPorte Municipal Force?
Yep.
Yeah, Beechwood.
Thank you very much. Here you go. Thank you, Ben.
All right. Call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock. Do roll call. Jamie, you want to start?
Jamie O'Reilly.
Darren Mercer.
Tom Pfaff.
Regina Riddell.
Bill McMahon, Harry Lowenthal.
Okay. We don't have, do we have any old business to discuss right now? We want to discuss anything from the previous meeting? The grocery store owners, I think I had that on, they're not here right now, but has everyone had a chance to stop in there and say hi? No. It kind of looks similar to how the other groceries, I think Chefs are kind of helping a similar setup, meat counter. They got their steaks there, pork chops, especially this time of year. So if you have a chance, I think Regina, you reached out to him, invited him here, so maybe we can catch up with them again.
And they both were going to try to come and fix it.
Yeah.
They don't make it, they got busy.
Any word on the grand opening for them?
I haven't heard anything.
Not a word.
Yeah. That might be some cool.
I guess I would ask, how is your European market going?
Oh, New Durham European Market.
We stopped by the one night, but you've been
Rain.
a couple, 3 weeks now, right?
Yeah, it rained out, I think, 2 days.
Mhm.
3. So, I think next weekend they're gonna go at it again. So, I think they got like 12 to 14 vendors set up there. So, we'll see how it goes.
Mhm.
It's been fun.
Jimmy said he did well the day that he was there. When they took the hot dog stand up there, he was happy.
I heard a couple compliments on Jimmy.
Yeah, they did fantastic.
Yeah.
And I think the next idea was the Bark and Brew or whatever for the animal event, doing
Yeah.
a beer tent with the dogs and all that.
Yeah.
And since I'm there anyway, I can work it. I'll just volunteer my time for the tent. That way nobody says anything about not having an officer.
There's been a lot of interesting ideas come up. A lot of vendors, they've been pretty active in, wanting to bring stuff there. So that's been interesting how passionate everyone's been of getting the vendors getting involved. So that might, hopefully it grows. I think it's been positive so far though. Hopefully we get the goal is to get people to stop in Westville as they make that intersection home, the crossover traffic. So, seems to be doing that. I think but there's been about 12, 14, and they're working on getting different food vendors every week. So we've been using local people as much as we can as they want to be involved. We've reached out to all the restaurants pretty much. So, but yeah, it's all open. Anyone can get an application and give suggestions. So.
The music was a big hit too.
Yeah.
People complimented that.
So trying to make a little bit of a fun event once a week on Thursdays. It seems like Thursdays are the off day of all the other markets. I don't think any markets are on Thursday because everyone has on Wednesdays. I think Fridays, Saturdays, a really big day for all the other towns. So trying to catch the work. Everyone's going home from work. So, but that's all. I think Liz, Roman Check, my sister, and Stacy Knight, they've been pretty active. If anybody has any questions, they're the best ones to get a hold of. And Lori, she's been involved too. So. Yeah, but that's on all of that. On new business, on Arcos Design, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
We've had a lot of discussions on branding, the town, especially after following our comprehensive plan. That was one of the things I think Ball State did, they tried to throw in a little bit, but didn't quite get there. And we've had a lot of discussions on the signage out entering the town and kind of how do we theme the signs throughout the town? So Darren reached out to.
Well, actually, they reached out to me.
Okay,
I had posted something on our Facebook page, and Krista follows our Facebook page. And she reached out to me and said that she was interested in, on a volunteer basis, helping me with the park. And as we started talking about the park and as she put in more and more hours, I discovered that not only does she deal with parks and child safety and playground equipment, that kind of thing, but they also deal with comprehensive plans and letting towns, or helping towns or cities develop comprehensive plans and then achieve their goals. So as we went through everything and as I saw the work that she was putting out, and she actually gave up part of her vacation and came out here and met with the surveyor and staked the playground on her vacation. So I thought that was pretty cool.
I just live in LaPorte, it's no big deal.
So tonight we have Jeff Engelmeyer, he's the president and senior partner at Arcos. And then Krista, who is a landscape architect. She has a master's from
Washington University in St. Louis.
And she's done some fantastic things with the design of the park and things that I never thought of as far as child safety and handicap accessibility. It's the things that she thinks about is just amazing. And because of her work, we're probably going to be pouring concrete either next week or the week after.
That's awesome.
So she's put in a lot of hours, and we had the discussion that Drew kind of led up the one night here where we were talking about branding and signage, and none of us really had any idea of what the first step was. You know, where do we start? So I kind of asked Krista about it, and she's mentioned that she'd love to come in and talk to us, and I sent a copy of our comprehensive plan to them, so they've gone through it and kind of have an idea of what we're looking at. So I'll turn it over to them, because I talk a lot.
Oh. Well, yeah, we were looking through the comprehensive plan, and Darren had mentioned that he thought that we might be a good fit in working with you to help you guide your vision with developing a theme for the signage and the branding, and maybe even working with the beautification committee. And his concern was small town, small budgets. What kind of experience do you have? How can you tailor your services to accommodate that kind of challenge or opportunity, however you'd like to look at it. And so when I brought it up to Jeff thought it would be a great idea to come out and talk to you about how we might be able to do that. And Jeff grew up in Napanee, Wakarusa area, and we do a lot of work in Napanee, and we work with the smaller towns on a pretty regular basis, being able to not only develop their vision, but also to do it on their budget and their time frame. So hopefully we'll be able to help you out.
You know, we pride ourselves in providing value, and we certainly appreciate, our firm is about 17 people. Multidiscipline, landscape architecture, traditional architecture, interior design, and a few other kind of randoms in the office that provide a specialty. But we try to keep, we tailor our services based on the need. We don't consider providing value if we're not doing that. So to us, it's not reflective on the attention we give it, is the size of the project. And we do a lot of studies, we do a lot of master planning. Landscape architecture, Darla, Aldred, and Krista they're doing projects that are independent of anybody else in the office. And some of those are fairly small studies or landscape projects that don't have a building component. And so we're pretty fluid in that respect. We don't feel like we're engaging correctly, if we're not communicating well and managing the expectations. A lot of times where these smaller projects can get off track is if you're not managing those expectations from up front. You know, early meetings. What are we trying to accomplish? What is that Westville wants to have when you come into town? What's the brand? What are you trying to attract people in? Are you trying to get them stopped when they're coming in? Are you trying to give them that lasting impression on their, you know, as they experience the market or whatever? So I mean, understanding what all the parameters and the expectations are helps you set those benchmarks early on instead of spending weeks or meetings trying to get to that point. And if you can do that well, we found it works, and it doesn't matter what size the project is. It's really just about communicating well as a team.
They've done initially, is Krista hooked me up with, Chuck Gardner from LSI, that's who we buy our playground equipment from already in Prairie Meadow. And they also do signs, and I had a discussion with Krista as we were doing the park, that we wanted to replace a sign at Main Street Park, and we were looking at gateway signs, welcome signs for Westville. And the first thing she had mentioned was, well, what's staying? What do you have that's popular that's staying? And I said, well, Prairie Meadow. And we have a sign in Prairie Meadow that everybody likes. It's a quality sign. And so I sent her a picture of that, and then she had come up with these colors for the new signage. And I only had the one copy if you want to pass it around. And there's some notes on some examples on other signs behind it that might work. Chuck wasn't able to get a proof to us tonight. They were having trouble with something with their bringing something together. So I brought those because I already had those.
The way we came about with those colors was the main component of the Prairie Meadow sign is blue, so we knew we kind of wanted to stick with blue. And then you start to look at colors that complement that and bring out the blue, and yellows and oranges do that. Well, your sign, your logo of the Westville already has the orange and the yellow in it, so we just we added the orange and then some other contrasting complementary colors that go together with that, and so that's how we came up with that. It's really not too difficult once you know the companion colors and that sort of thing. And so, of course, that's not anything that's been decided upon. It's just an idea, but it seemed to go well with what you already have established. We don't want to start over, definitely. You guys have already spent a lot of time and energy on developing your logo and things that are already in place. So.
It's nice, though, to deal with a designer, because you guys spend your careers, cultivating and, refining your eye for this sort of thing. And
yeah.
So the idea of working with professionals instead of, say, students, I'm really excited about that. And I mean, even just in these colors, like if I had to put an association with these colors, it just kind of looks like, hey, we're a town and we're not far from the water and the beach.
There you go.
And sunshine.
And another unique thing we have with our signage is the entrance signs in Westville, and I don't know if you guys have ran into this at all, is they're all on private property. That's one of the unique things.
Yeah.
So one thing with us with the town, I think is important to keep in mind is if we ever had to move signage, you don't want it to be so expensive that you can't move it permanent.
Yeah.
Oh, I looked at one of those and it doesn't have brick, it's the post,
Mm-hmm.
if you had to move something like that, you could,
Right.
it wouldn't be as much of a loss. Not that they would move, but if say the owners change hands and all of a sudden they want to do something differently with the property, you'd be able to move it to a different location.
It would be great, though, if you could just take your artistic license on Darren's project and then just let everybody love it, and we'll just expand from there. And
That's what I told them. We're going to do a color rendering of the whole site so that hopefully bring in more money. So.
Yeah.
Once people start to see the actual,
they see the proof of concept with Darren's Park,
mm-hmm.
and then just say, hey, I wish the whole town looked like that.
Right, and that we're actually breaking ground. It's not just a dream.
Right.
It's actually happening. So.
Where are the zip lines going?
I gotta get somebody to buy it first.
We left room for it. Because it's too cool to give up.
Do you have 15 grand laying around I can have?
We can do it for 8.
If you only
We
go to
believe in your
access.
company, we can do it for 8. So.
Do I get to
Get a 56-foot one in the playground. So the playground is more like an obstacle course kind of athletic.
We had the idea for Blue Line Park and having it at the police department, and the first thing Krista came up with was police academy, obstacle course. I'm like, okay. And it worked out, so great. I mean, I don't know if you guys had any questions for him, or if, at what point would we suggest to the town board to maybe move forward and start a sign project, or is that something that's further down the road, or? These signs, the larger entrance signs, Chuck sent me a price today, a not to exceed price of $3,000. But he said it would be closer to $2,500 for the larger welcome signs. That's posts, fasteners, and the sign.
And Chuck is,
He's the rep for LSI, the company that Krista connected us with.
He-
We do business with them
Yeah,
already.
he reps Landscape Structures, which is the playground equipment, but then he works for a company that reps a whole bunch of companies. So they do athletic equipment, signage, pavilions, that's for anything outdoor. So they have all kinds of companies they rep, and he has sign people, so.
And I had remembered a couple of discussions that we had during the comprehensive plan where, you know, we were concerned about budget, and the folks from Ball State had said that we can accomplish a lot with the presentation of the town with landscape. You know, we can hide the junkyard, we can hide the sewage plant. They said we can accomplish a lot with, you know, trees and bushes and flowers, and that's sort of where I was thinking where Krista would come in as far as landscape architecture.
Definitely, you've already got a beautification committee set up, so it's not like we would take over by any means whatsoever. It would be definitely on a advice or directive or keeping things moving or organizing a charrette maybe where we get people together to come up with ideas or things of that sort, so.
It might be interesting to have like our coach has have a budget for them for the beautification committee if they do have a project, where they can have a resource to go to, you know.
And I think that's what I went to the first beautification committee, and it's kind of what we ran into, we're all just sort of sitting around, kind of looking at each other like, okay, now what? Because it's the first time for anybody doing anything like this. And so trying to find that path to take isn't necessarily easy.
Yeah, facility.
Facilitating, exactly.
Do you work with any smaller towns beautification committees or anything? Are you involved with that level or?
We've done everything from towns to Bethel College. Kristen did some work at Bethel College, a similar type of thing, Gateway, what's the entrance, what's the brand for Bethel. We're working with City Napanee right now on a streetscape project along US 6.
The project descriptions are in your packet.
And so it's not, you know, it's not something that we can say is 90% of our work, you know, because obviously between our architecture and interior design component, we do traditional building projects as well.
But for Darla and I, definitely.
But for Darla and Krista, they do a lot of master planning, a lot of streetscape projects.
Having a master plan is just so beneficial, and it saves you time and energy in the long run because you have a vision. You know, you might not be able to do it all at once because of budget, but you're not just spinning your wheels. You're not doing one thing one year and then the next year going, oh man, we should have done it here, and you're redoing. You've got a vision, you've got a way to get it done. And after working with Darren in the town, you guys really do get things done. It's like boom, 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 we're moving. So having a master plan or a vision in place is definitely, and you've started that with your comprehensive plan for sure. I read through it mostly today, took some notes and noticed some really good ideas regarding the circulation, the pedestrian vehicular. I love the idea of the roundabout that NDOT's thinking about at 421 and 2, and the connectivity with the sidewalks and such, and how to make things safer, and the crosswalks. I mean, you've got some really busy streets cutting right through the town. How do we get everybody where they need to go safely? That vision is really started. So to now make it a little bit more real by fluffing it up with the greenery, and it's called shrubs, not bushes.
Sorry.
And so we can really help facilitate that in a sense, to help you prioritize and figure out what's more important and what budget we have and what can fit that budget. We can help you to determine, you know, costs. We can do cost estimates and things like that to help you phase in parts of the project. So.
And do you have any connections with any type of resources, monetary resources for people? Do you have?
Yeah, we've had projects where we weren't the influencing party for it, but they've been either HUD funded, USDA funded, seeking grants. We have a project right now that is being funded by grant. That's not our specialty. We don't know the pipeline for that kind of communication, so we know the impact on the schedule and how the project proceeds, because we've been affected by that, but we could certainly provide some things. That's not something that I'd say we can provide a lot of value there. But, you know, we could certainly put you in touch with others that could.
Well, if you
There's a
know,
lot of opportunities out there for.
yeah, if you know of a project that is similar to ours
Mhm.
and know how maybe they got their monetary resources, then
Well, I
you
know
can share that.
a lot of the city and FNE projects are USDA funds. And it's surprising because up until a couple of years ago, I always thought of USDA as agricultural based. And now we have two projects. One's a college project in Michigan and one's city and FNE that are being funded by USDA. It's like, where's that connection? I'm not going to question it. They're funding projects and they're moving forward. So there are opportunities out there, and that's something that you can check with Mayor Jenkins, how that happened. But there's certainly other communities that have accomplished similar projects.
And we can look at that at City Council.
You just got me now with the roundabout over here, that would be north, 421 and 2.
Right here, 6
Oh,
and
6 and 2.
Yeah.
Oh, 6 and
Okay.
2.
6 and 2.
Sorry, I
And
missed
it's
that.
gonna have to
No,
be.
no, you're fine.
It's gonna have to be huge, so with the truck traffic that goes through there, it's gonna have to
They
be.
got preliminary drawings if you wanna look at them.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Boy, I got a niece I gotta yell at, I never heard about this, she works for the state.
Okay, I see.
So you're supposed to tell me these things.
I'll email you the drawings.
But that would, I mean, when
They
that
might
goes in,
be.
that would be a perfect opportunity for us. I think at one of our discussions, we had talked about trying to camouflage the prison in that area. So when that roundabout goes in, that would be great timing to say, hey, can we sneak landscaping in here?
What did they do in Valpo around it? Did they plant any trees? Taller trees?
There's not tall trees.
Not in
no.
the middle,
No, there's,
but on the outside.
yeah, there's shrubs and nice, it's green.
Growies, as we call it.
In the middle, they gotta leave room for the semis
Yeah.
to do their, deep turn.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a good, cause that might be what, I'm sure we'd have to find a way to fund, NDOT probably wouldn't fund something like that, but we might be able to find the resources.
We could say, please.
Well, and that is where you might be surprised what,
That might be even something corrections might help with. They do their, donations too, you know, the beautiful, for the, you know, as beautifies your town. I know they donated a park, if we have a specific project where they could use their funds. they have-
Well, we got park funds too, we might be able to do something with our park funds to get anything that you do is going to show.
Yeah.
Anything different.
Is Purdue helpful at all in those kind of, I mean, they have a nice entrance to their campus. I mean, is that something that they could see a benefit to help the community a little more?
You know, I don't know about that. I don't know whether Purdue would be a part of that. Do you have any idea?
I don't know, I know when we talked to Steve, when he was here for comprehensive plan, he's the one that kinda gave us feedbacks on what you can do with trees and shrubs. But we might be one of.
You might be able to help us find some bushes.
But, that might be,
Get Darren some bushes done.
I know Ron worked with them a lot back in the day, but that's when it was,
That's when they won our water and sewer.
yes. That is very true.
They
Now
like,
it's your turn to ask.
they liked us then. I'm not saying they don't like us now, I don't know that they would be.
That's a
if we
different
would-
entity.
Yeah, and I don't know if we'd be a priority for them.
The thing that crossed my mind, because coming from one person after me, I usually come through here on 6 or even 2. But today I took the toll road because this is like the year late. So I wanted to make sure I got here in plenty of time. So I came in from 421 from the north. And those sculptural pieces, I assume most of those are related to the campus?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, culture grant.
I
So
think-
if you're, whoever is kind of managing that campus, if it was me, I'd be like, hey, we have a nice presence in the town. We have a sculptural piece coming in. Why not continue that all the way through into
That
town?
was one of the comments in the, comprehensive.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But
The
it
idea.
seems like there's a kind of
Good
an interrelated, benefit.
And it could easily be done, I mean, it's
Yeah.
not something that couldn't be done.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of town property that could,
That's actually a really brilliant idea.
yeah. And that is part of the comprehensive plan, that's something that I think would be a real asset for us to do. And I'm not sure that anyone's talked to Purdue about that.
Not about the sculptures, yeah. It's been discussed and then moved forward, but.
They change them out yearly or every 6
Usually
months?
it's
That looked
revolving.
pretty pretty.
I think,
I'm surprised.
Jane says some of them are leased and they rotate, some of them they purchase after leasing for a period of time. Like, I know some of them, they've become part of the, I know the one with the legs and the
Yeah, that.
graduation, that one they actually purchased, but some of them are just leased and they leave they rotate off.
And they use that as their logo now too.
Yeah, so that's not going anywhere. But, I think pieces that stick, they keep, and other ones they just rotate out. They do that in Michigan City too, I believe. I know in Michigan City, I think Jane Daly said with their art, they've actually had students create, some of the sculptures too. I think the high school had someone weld a, structure together, and it's a statue, it's in Michigan City. I think it had the wolf with the Michigan City, kind of logo of the school. So, but that turned out pretty good, but you'd have to have a student with some pretty good talent.
Yeah, it's a dangerous question to ask, isn't it?
Yeah.
Art is art, it's perception, so.
It's not like we don't have a fab shop in town, so that's a concept.
Yeah.
And you actually know who it is, so.
Yeah.
I think.
That might be something to encourage, there's there's students there in the vocation program at Westville, and, there's resources here, that might be something to encourage Westville schools in their art program, or even their vocations program. I can see the welding and stuff like that, might be able to get somebody.
That's a very good idea.
So do you have, knowing what you've learned from Derek, that's my grandson, Derek,
Or Darren, whatever.
whatever, that guy.
What's his face?
The bald guy.
Is there like, cause we can't just go before the council and say, hey, Argos has some really good ideas and we'd like to have some money.
Right.
They're gonna say, well, how much do you actually think you need, and we're gonna have to put something together, a budget together. And now is budget time. Tomorrow night, we're gonna be starting with our very first budget meeting.
Okay.
So is there something you can get together? I mean, it doesn't have to be anything.
It would need to be probably based on a sample project, maybe?
Yeah.
And then we could put together.
You have a sort of a vague idea, I'm sure, of what we're
Right.
actually looking at, and that's not set in stone. The
Right.
gateway signs have been a priority for us.
Right, and I understand the Lions Club is donating the money for those, or no?
They had discussed it, and then they have a new president, and everything got tabled. So, I don't know.
Okay.
I
Well,
know-
you could take the, beautification of the salvage yard, or, something like that, as a sample project. We would need to determine limits of the project.
What kind of, share with us your time frame. I mean, if this was ideal, money was available, designs were available, contracts were available, you'd want to implement some of this branding
Before fall.
spring, before fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we want to do at least one project that people could see. Am I wrong?
No, I think
And
you're
this
right.
would be a landscape based
Yeah,
one, not
I think something that people, that's gonna be showy,
Mm-hmm,
something that people are going to notice
mm-hmm.
and say, hey, what,
Yeah,
did
if you
see that?
take the location and the boundaries of and we know what, we can put together a sample schedule, cost estimate for our time and what you would get for that, and
What
give you a
about the
proposal.
What about the signs? I mean, we've been pushing to do that. We have an idea of the cost of the signs. Would there be landscaping around them, choosing a good spot, that
That's
kind
a
of thing?
good question, only because they're on other people's property.
Yeah.
So how much leeway do you have to do landscaping, who's maintaining it after it's installed? So those are some questions that you might not have control over
True.
with the
I
sign
didn't think about
project.
that.
I think if we put it, like, actually, the town actually gets involved and we probably have to get like a easement or a lease or something like that with the property owners.
Mm-hmm.
We probably had to start asking those questions,
Yes,
engaging
there,
the owners.
Do you know anybody at New Durham we can ask?
I think so, probably.
They're tricky to get a hold of.
Is there property that the town owns that there could be at least one sign, gateway sign?
We did talk,
Westville school sign, is that?
I don't
Is that still on town property?
That may be,
The one down here on Main Street?
or is that the library's property, or?
Oh, up that way? I don't know.
We'll have to pull, I guess we can pull it up on Beacon and just search all our properties and see all the locations. That's the quickest way, but I can't think of anything. Prairie Meadow Park has a location.
If we had town property,
Mhm.
then we could put a gateway sign, just at least one get started.
About where the lift station is, north of there.
That's the South Coast, we'd have to have South, that'd be still a negotiate, we'd have to talk with South Coast Insurance District and get probably an easement, same thing, do an easement with them or a lease. That's why we don't actually own property on like, entrance, so doing some form, I think Blooms Park, they do lease, they've done leases with
What
the
about
trail.
what about the chain link fence with all the signs on it that we've been wanting to take down and then try to relocate somewhere where these clubs can advertise and make it attractive? What about that project?
So you mean have one location with those signs
Yeah.
and do gateway signs?
Maybe like at Bloom, we have all that open grass area in front of Bloom. It's on 421, so it's not like it's not gonna get seen. You can, Lions Club, Tri-Kappa, all them can advertise, you can put some kind of a sign in there where you can change dates for Pumpkin Fest, and we can landscape around it and make it look like something, and then get rid of that eyesore.
Are you talking about the station, the trail down 421?
And for Prairie Meadow?
Oh, in front of Prairie Meadow.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
in Bloom, I'm sorry. I'm like,
Where would
I'm
you look
still-
to
I'm
put
sorry.
it?
yeah.
You're talking about the sign south of Prairie Meadow?
Well, that would
On the
stay.
east side.
Yeah, that-
South of the truck stop.
The Prairie Meadow sign would stay, but we have all that other grass
You're
area.
talking by the truck stop there.
Yeah, I know. I guess I'm just lost, I wasn't sure what the
You
sign.
could even do it on the entrance of Prairie Meadow where you pull in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With that
they
chain
take
link
it-
fence by, at 6 and 2, by the storage units, by Casco storage
Oh,
units.
yeah.
We've been wanting to take that down, because it's
Okay,
pretty ugly.
okay,
But we want to give all the clubs in town someplace where they can advertise.
sure.
And so 421 in front of Prairie Meadow, is there a spot there that we could put those signs and let the clubs advertise their events and that kind of thing, and then landscape it and make it look attractive?
Yeah, there is, didn't we do that on that corner?
And we'd be accomplishing something that we've all been talking about doing for years, taking that chain link fence down. And then the clubs would still have their space.
You either go west of the existing sign or north. Well, if I'm thinking right as to what you're talking about, the Birchfield sign.
Yeah. I don't know,
I
I
think
think,
you'd want to keep that pretty much where it is, you'd have to
Yeah,
go away.
Yeah.
I mean, is that something you guys could put
west of that.
a number on? It
Yeah.
wouldn't be huge.
No,
There
and
might,
I picture it being hand sketched.
there might be a couple of approaches here. One of the reasons, the schedule that I asked about a minute ago is to kind of get an understanding how quickly you want to move with this. But there might be a couple of approaches. One, we could certainly take something in another community or another project that we've done and say, 20,000 or whatever gets you this much, and we could place in a random location in town. While that has some value, if I'm somebody in the community and you're especially asking me to help fundraise or help with ideas, I'm gonna say, well, how does that specifically apply to any place in Westville? Another approach, I think did you mention charrette? Who mentioned charrette?
I did, thank you.
So another approach might be if we came in for a day, and it'd probably be Darlene, Krista, and just facilitate a charrette. Invite anybody from the town that's interested, and hopefully if you got 15 to 20 people, that'd be very exciting. We've had these where you get 50, we've had them where you get 10. But as long as you get somebody who has a passion and interest in seeing the community improve, and one day you could come up with some entry nodes or some, here's 4 areas, may do one a year over 4 years, who knows? And then we could be a more specific value with the cost of that and how you would implement that. The random one would be helpful, but again, if I was somebody that you were asking for my input as a community member, I'd say, well, how does that relate to us? So it's something you might consider. Obviously, there'd be you know, there's a small fee with that. I mean, we're spending a day doing some design and shredding, but it might give you more value than something that doesn't necessarily directly relate. So just something to consider. That's why the schedule question. Because that takes a little more time than.
Sure, but I think it's real important that we've got some momentum, we need to pick it up.
I think it's a good idea to have the community involved
I do
in
too.
the discussion of the location. Yeah. What would be the, so you mentioned that, what would be the cost to have, like, could you give us a cost to, you know, to facilitate a meeting with the community to talk
I can
about?
give you that,
Yeah, we can provide.
not right
that.
this second.
No, but,
So we- yeah, we're
when
talking
you get out,
about two and a half people. I don't know who all would come for a day. And we facilitate it. We'll bring everything with us. We provide, you know, content that you would be able to take away from that. And then depending on what kind of ideas are generated, we can attach some dollar amounts. And there might be a $5,000 idea, there might be a $50,000 idea. But at least then you're processing that with the people who you're going to probably reach out to for support.
Would that be the beautification committee heading that up?
could be, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be an all-day thing either, it could be an evening thing.
Right.
You know, whatever your availability would be and what works best for your community.
We have a lot of luck with evening meetings with the football state.
Yeah, we got typically around like 25, 35 on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Where'd you hold those?
Methodist Church. We did the first one here, and it was,
But we have the,
I know a place.
Yeah, we can do it at the police station
Police
now.
right, we have,
I know a place.
we have the music room, yeah, and it's set up.
It is.
they get placed in facilitate.
And they don't charge, I hear.
I heard that too.
No, I heard they're going to.
Yeah.
And we were
Yeah,
probably
pay
at
for their
the
donuts
street.
somehow.
I heard the guy that buys the dishes there. Well, that sounds good, and that's going to pick up some momentum, and that's going to
Yeah,
spark some interest that we need.
yeah. And it doesn't, it's very public and very, you know, community open arms.
Well, yeah, don't let them have ownership, let the community have ownership of it.
Yeah,
That's what
exactly.
this is all about.
Because anything we do landscape-wise is gonna require maintenance,
Sure.
so we always have to make sure that we think towards that also.
And there's a commitment,
There is,
absolutely a
yeah.
commitment, it sure is.
But there's low maintenance landscape and high maintenance.
But there's always maintenance.
Just don't get bushes you have to trim.
The bushes
Put it on
grow.
As long as we have Bubba, we're good. We just can't let Bubba retire. Yes, we have a Bubba.
Yeah.
It's Westville and we have a Bubba.
Sooner or later.
I know, doggone it.
Okay, well, that sounds good, that sounds like a plan.
So we'll get in touch and talk with the beautification committee about doing that together.
Yeah, I think that'll be excellent. It seems like anytime we bring the comprehensive plan, I thought was effective because everyone had the opportunity
Mm-hmm.
to come in and voice an opinion or be a part of it. If they chose not to, it was their choice. You know, there was a survey that went out, so there was another opportunity if you weren't present.
Yeah.
So I think, just having people having the opportunity to give their, give their input, give their input, so.
Well, and as you know, Westville does have a lot of social media going, so I mean, we can get the word out very easily.
Yeah.
We're high tech.
Well, good, this is good. Great. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us.
I know this is a long haul for you.
For him, not me.
Not really. I was an hour north into Michigan earlier, so I just
Yeah.
passing right by.
Keep
the
going.
office.
Wait.
Hope everybody's working.
Toll road, no problems today?
No problems today, no. No, it's going well.
Just don't miss your exit. I've done that before. Had to talk about it. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, you skip Laporte, it's a doozy.
It's a far beach.
Embarrassingly, I'll be there a half hour later.
You don't turn around.
No.
Well.
I would be the one to get closer.
People try.
It's happened before.
Well, thank you, appreciate your time, and
Thank
nice
you.
meeting
Yeah.
everyone.
Thank you, it's nice meeting you.
We'll put together some thoughts how we could, kind of facilitate that and put some cost to it and our team structure, and we'll send that.
Yep.
We'll definitely talk about this tomorrow.
Yeah, the budget meeting, I think we ought to.
I think it's really important to try to get some money so that we can make these things happen.
Yeah.
So
I think if we put together enough money to where they gave us either a sign, just even a sign concept, you know, the concept of their idea of what a good sign with those colors would look like, you know, on the corner, even if that's not where we eventually put it, I think we'd get momentum. Or if we had a concept for your park and they have that sign there, I think it's gonna take off. I think it's gonna be, like, it's gonna be a corner this town's gonna turn, you know, it's, so I
Well,
think
you
it's
seem really
important.
excited, and that makes me feel good.
It's nice to see.
You should
Yeah,
read
I
it.
really,
You should read her email.
No, don't apologize,
Yeah,
don't
no.
apologize. No, I think that's what we need someone who's got some excitement about this, compassion.
Right, but don't be afraid to put your hand out and say, this is how much it's gonna cost, let's go forward.
No,
I'm not
that's
even
what
joking.
Now you're doing fundraising.
Yeah.
See what you got yourself into?
Well, I'm
No,
saying,
that's
put your
all right.
hand up for that, but just say, hey, you know, this is what our services are gonna be, you guys figure out how to pay us,
Yeah.
and we will.
Well, that's what we're hoping eventually.
Right.
Yeah.
You've got a charismatic police chief, you can come up with some money.
What
I
I'm
just
doing.
say please a lot.
He talks a good talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank
Did
you.
you stay on full BS?
No, I
you.
don't.
Thank you for your time.
All right,
Thank
thank
you,
you,
guys.
everybody. Have a safe trip home.
Thank you.
All right, the next on our agenda, we have the town council meeting tomorrow with appointments. Drew Buchanan, stepped down with an official letter, so they accepted his resignation last meeting, 2 meetings, last meeting?
Last meeting.
Yeah. Jamie's been sitting on her, she's been our secretary for 3-4 years now? 2?
Just feels like
It seems
forever.
like
Yeah. But, Drew's a Republican. I thought, you know, if everyone's on board, I think Jamie would be an excellent candidate for the planning commission to sit on the board. Anyone's thoughts are on that, or?
I don't care his political views too, yeah.
You gotta have the
I'm joking when I say that, I don't wanna
She's
know.
got red pants on, she's probably a Republican.
We gotta have so many Republicans and Democrats, that's why. And we have, I have another person to talk about too. But any comments or thoughts?
I think Jamie
Yeah.
would be great.
You need to make a motion.
I do?
Yeah, 'cause you're the motion guy.
I make a motion that we, nominate Jamie.
Second.
See there?
There you go. All those in favor?
Yeah.
Opposed? Alright, motion passed. The next,
Hook you up.
I wanted to get,
road.
Matter of fact, you can get double what I get paid.
I wanted to get the commission's feedback. Jaron Skalka, his schedule fluctuates a lot with NIPSCO, so he's been struggling attending the meetings. He just, he didn't say he wanted to resign, but he said if we feel like we should put somebody else in his place, because he has struggled making the meetings, that he was okay with that. He is that would be a Democrat, seat, and also that one person has to be on the BZA as well, I believe. So that has a little bit more responsibility to it, but, I just wanted to put that out there, if anybody can think about that over, before next meeting, because, if you feel like we should, he seemed on board with it. His schedule does, I think he does nights, he does different days, and it's moving around a lot right now. So, but he is a good, Jaron was a good asset, he still is, and, you know, he sits on the view, he has good feedback, so. Just wanted to put that out there. Other than that, I need to update our action item sheet, get it out to everybody updated. We've been having a lot of just talks every meeting, and I try to keep that document going, and I'll get that out to you, this week. I'm gonna get it out this week. So, you have that, especially with the new discussions we've had. Is there anything else anybody wants to talk about or bring up? I appreciate Darren bringing Arcos here. That was awesome.
We discussed last month rather, that, I'm gonna put together a point sheet for Westville, and I don't remember, am I supposed to get that to Lori, or who am I getting that to?
Lori, yeah, that's
Okay,
right.
okay.
And if you needed help, Lori, I think was gonna be she's on
Okay.
board.
Where is Lori?
Sick,
Gosh, budget.
something, I don't know.
Stress
Probably
budget.
me.
Probably. Oh, man.
Yeah, I guess I should probably bring up, you know, I'm not looking to leave this, but the health issues have been a pain. I'm going in for an angiogram tomorrow, just because, you know, since I've had this, I've been dealing with absolutely no energy. So, you know, to me, it's a belief it's the medication, but, you know, I'm getting tested to death here. So, getting some more of those and figuring out where a lot of this is at, but I'm type of Westville. So, you know, it is with my apologies that I have missed a number of these.
No, that's all right.
It's just been a,
No, I completely understand, and I still, you respond to emails, your input is very valuable here.
so I said, once again, I apologize for missing them, but that's just how that's been.
Well, yeah, and you need to find out what's going on. You really do.
You know, sometimes it's very interesting trying to get this going with the medical community, and this is where I miss Mom.
I know, my husband is going through some of this too, so I can relate to that. He's very frustrated too.
I'll keep you in my prayers there.
But thank you.
Thank you. You're going through all the questioning. All right, anything else, anybody else wants? Yeah, definitely. And if there's anything we can do to help, let us know.
Thank you.
Is there a concept for the park there or anything like that yet?
Yes, these are the concrete ones I haven't seen. I have a color, I think they call it a color rendering, that the playground equipment folks did, I think. Hey, this kind of gives you a little bit of an idea.
Yeah, I'm just interested, you know, I saw
Can
the.
we adjourn the meeting real quick?
Yeah.
Sure, there you go.
Anybody want to make a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion.
Second.
All those opposed, or in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
They're using
Motion
sidewalk
passed.
for the border for all the engineered mulch.
No, this medical stuff is for the birds. They'll
Oh,
change the
okay.
insurance. He has AFib, and he has, due to sleep apnea, so he has